Hello everyone, welcome to our channel once again. Please leave a like on this video and subscribe to our channel for more updates, and also leave a comment to express your thoughts on this. The camp of the People's Democratic Party presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar has accused the presidential-elect Bola Tinubu of rigging the 2023 presidential election intelligently. Atiku's camp said Tinubu used his conscience in rigging the presidential election. Reno Omokri, a close ally of Atiku, said Tinubu allowed other candidates to have votes during the rigging process. In a series of tweets, Omokri accused the Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi of rigging unintelligently. According to Omokri, Obi was the rigger-in-chief of the presidential election. He claimed that Tinubu did intelligent rigging. At least he used his conscience to give small votes to other candidates. Peter Obi's rigging was so unintelligent. In the history of Nigeria, when and where have you heard of a candidate getting 97% in some areas in the southeast? The Peter Obi that is shouting everywhere that he was rigged out is saying nothing of those areas in the southeast where he got 97% of the votes. Where else did that happen during Nigeria election 2023? Yes, this election was rigged, but Obi was the main rigger in chief.
Well, the 2023 general election in Nigeria has been ranked as especially the presidential election, has been ranked as the most controversial election in the history of Nigeria. Since 1999 to date, we've not had this kind of controversial, election where it's characterized with violence and election fraud and all that. You know, uh, Before now, what we used to have is a two-horse race, the PDP and APC. And any other political party, they say they are just holding fellowship. That was the slang and the word people always say. But with the margin of Peter Obi in the Labour Party, as Labour Party presidential candidates change the whole narratives. And today, the game is no longer two horse race. We can say we have three good horse race presently as it is, if there's something like that. But after the election, the election was characterized with violent, fraudulent activities, and all that. And Bola Ahmed Tinubu has been declared the winner of the, February 25th general election. He's now the president-elect. But the whole uh, the whole stuff has not ended. The election has come, but the whole issue about election has not gone. The major two opposition party, the PDP and the Labour Party, has dragged, APC to court. Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi believed he won the election and he was rigged out. And the PDP also is in court saying they won. So court will decide that because that case is in court. Reno Omokri, who happened to be a spokesman to President Goodluck Jonathan and a PDP chieftain, has come out to analyze, what happened during that January 25th general election. Reno Omokri described Tinubu as intelligent rigger, that Tinubu rigged the election intelligently by giving other political parties a little vote, and he called Peter Obi the chief rigger, who who rigged without remembering that other political parties should garner vote. So when you read all these stories, then you begin to laugh, and the question is, Obi, who they describe as a man who does not have a structure. Obi was described as a man who doesn't have a structure. That is a social media president. That what you do on social media cannot translate into a real life situation. Now has suddenly become the chief rigger of an election, presidential election, a man who does not have structure. So the question is, how did Obi rig this election? How is it possible for him to rig this election? Because Omokere said he swept the whole of the southeast and the south-south. In some places he got 97% of the total vote. That has not happened in the history of Nigeria. Yes, it has not happened in the history of Nigeria, but it has happened now. Like Fayoshe described Obi as an institute and not a political party. And he made it clear that any president who wins this election and refuse to carry Peter Obi along is in trouble. Is in a big trouble. Now, the political party, the Labour Party, who was described as a political party without a structure, for the first time, who has never won any election. They've never won any election. They are just on the paper as a political party. This political party came in this election and won 6 senatorial seats and won 34 federal House of Representatives. That is how far LP has gone in this election. Fine. The Igbos, the Southeastern has been agitating, for the Southeastern president. And when Obi came, most of the governors in the Southeast never believed in him. But the Obi is not a regional candidate. What happens is that the youths were behind him. Obi is the choice of the people. So the young people, the young Nigerians, 90% or 95% of the new registered voter registered, they came out to vote mainly because of Obi. And that is why you can see that Obi won Lagos State, even after all the harassment, disenfranchising of so many voters, and the attack on polling units and all that. Obi still came out winning Lagos State, and won Nasarawa State, and won Plateau State. Then won, the south, most of the southeastern states, and all that. Now, Obi is described as hurricane. Now, how does hurricane operate? Hurricane go with a force that is very difficult to hold back. Hurricane the force of hurricane cannot be held back. So that often Obi went with that hurricane force and cleared those areas that he won beyond measure. It's just that if INEC has done what they need to do, if they have done things, free, if this election has been conducted, free, fair, and credible, by now Obi will have been the president-elect. But we know what it is. The game that the power that be, they play their game. Now, Zone Omokri. Omokri is one of those people who criticized Obi earlier that Obi, does not have a structure. In fact, they say he cannot win a local government. All kinds of things were said. But today, Obi has become a bone on the neck. I remember a governor who said that if Obi wins election, that the youth will no longer respect the old politicians. That they're going to do everything humanly possible to stop him, and which they did. I'm not being biased here, but this is what it is. We know that this election is not free and fair. Now the case is in court to determine who win the election. We are going to wait patiently for the court to decide. That is just my take. I would like you to feel free to comment. Let's know what you think concerning this, and also subscribe to our channel for updates on this and more.